Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about topographical map. So how is a topographical map different? Well, they look very different. If you have a look at the topographical map given to you, they would look very different than the conventional map that you must have seen. So what are the features of topographical maps? Topographical maps usually are large scale map. If you remember, large scale, large details, smaller areas. So large amount of details included, smaller areas are shown, and topographical maps can be used for various purposes. Can be used for military planning, strategizing, defense of the nation, town planning, making buildings, bridges, roads, railways. Then it can be used for research work of geology, botany, etc. Topographical maps show height using different colors. And if you look at a topographical map, you will be able to visualize the pattern of the land, how uneven the land is or how flat the land is. Now have a look at this satellite image of a place. Now it's very difficult to understand what features are present on the ground looking at this picture. But if we convert this picture into topographical map, you can easily see a river flowing. Of course, this is a dry river. Then you see there are areas which have higher elevation. You see here 268, 399, 522. So this means these are higher areas. Then we have lower sections. We have dry streams. So as you understand the other topics of this chapter, you will realize how easy and how convenient it is to use topographical map. Now, topographical maps can use hatches and contours both. So the shading patterns would tell us the slope along with the contour lines. Title of topographical maps can be very funny. So some examples are 45D by 7, 45D by 10, 67F by 9. Does it really make sense? Well, they do. Let's see how. Topographical maps of India. Let's look at the history of it. It was the Britishers who began making topographical maps for India back in 18th century. Their main purpose was to use these maps for military purposes. Since then, Survey of India is the department which is responsible for printing the topographical map and conducting surveys, updating the topographical maps. So to make the topographical map, first the Indian subcontinent was divided into grids of 4 degrees latitudes and 4 degree longitude. You can see here these grids cover area of 4 degree of longitude and 4 degrees of latitude. So ground distance of close to 400 kilometers by 400 kilometers. The scale used for each of these maps is 1 inch is equal to 16 miles. And the representative fraction was every 1 unit on the map would represent 1 million units on the ground. And that's the reason why it's called 1 million topo sheet. 1 topo sheet represents 1 million. Example is 45. 45 is given in red because this is the map that we are going to use. So again, each of these maps cover an area of 4 degrees of latitude and 4 degrees of longitude. Each of these grids were further divided into 16 parts. For instance, 45 was divided into 16 parts and they were given names as 45A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Now here the area covered would be around 1 degree of latitude and 1 degree of longitude. And the scale now increases to 1 inch is equal to 4 miles, which is 1:250,000. This is known as a quarter inch topo sheet. An example is 45D. 45H is also a quarter inch topo sheet. 45J is also a quarter inch topo sheet. Now 45D was further divided into 16 parts and these parts were given numbers again. Now here each of the grid covers 15 minutes of latitudes and 15 minutes of longitude. The scale here is 1 inch is equal to 1 mile, and for our convenience we have rounded off this scale into 1:50,000. This is known as 1 inch topo sheet. Examples are 45D by 1, 45D by 2. So now 45D by 7 should make sense, and 45D by 10. The topo sheets that you have these two sections shown, 45D by 7 and 45D by 10. Let's look at these sections, 45D by 7 and D by 10. These are 1 inch topo sheet. The scale here is 2 cm is equal to 1 km. RF would be 1:50,000. Contour interval is a new term. Just remember that it is 20 meters fixed for both the maps. We will understand contour intervals in the upcoming videos. So the area which is covered in D by 7, 45D by 7 is northeast part of Gujarat, which is just the boundary of Gujarat and Rajasthan. Whereas 45D by 10 covers northeast Gujarat state boundary and southwest of Rajasthan, which is Banaskantha district and Sirohi district. D7 covers Banaskantha district. Well, that was about maps. Thank you.